Hey friends, welcome back to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G. Well, this is part 1 of our Infinity War Marvel Legends complete set. This is the first video we're going to do. There's going to be a part 2 that we're going to do tomorrow because it turns out, and you'll see in a minute, that we still have a long ways to go after this. There's still, I believe, 13 more figures. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I'm sorry, 10 more figures after this. So, and it's super late, so we're gonna wrap up now and then have the part 2 tomorrow morning. So guys, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. Let us know what you think. How many of these do you already have? Which ones do you think are just incredibly amazing? And why don't we go ahead and get started, right? Give us a big thumbs up. Share this video with everyone that you think that would enjoy it. And let's go ahead and get started right now.
It's so nice to meet you, Gigi.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G. I will see you on the TV.
Congratulations on all your success.
Super Channel G.
Alright friends, boy am I excited to get started. You have no idea. So let's just dive right in because we want to get through all of these and let's talk about who's actually going to be in this video. So first, we have our Build-A-Figure Thanos, the very first one that came out even before Infinity War was out. This is a Build-A-Figure. This is one we're going to review shortly. I'm going to set him aside. Obviously, Cull Obsidian. Look how incredible that guy looks. He's another Build-A-Figure. He's from the second wave. So Thanos was from the first wave. Cull Obsidian was from the second wave in the Avengers Infinity War. And then we have, this is the Battle Armor Thanos. He's actually from the half Endgame, half Infinity War set that is right here with Ebony Maw. And as you'll notice right here. But since he does wear this armor in the very beginning of Avengers Infinity War, that's why we're going to include him here. Plus, he has a Build-A-Figure piece that comes with this Ebony Maw. So let's go through these real quick because we're going to go through them individually anyway. So we're going to do Ebony Maw. We're going to do this Black Panther. Notice, once again, officially Infinity War. Thor with Stormbreaker. Look how great that looks. We're going to do this Black Widow when she had her blonde hair. Isn't that awesome? We're going to do the Mark 50 Iron Man. We're going to do Captain America, the Secret Avenger version. So that's awesome. We're going to do Iron Spider. That was so amazing when he actually wore the suit. We're going to do Proxima Midnight. Look at that. We're going to do this Marvel Studios first 10 years. Since this is officially a Avengers Infinity War one, this one is an amazing set. Let me tell you that much. This one was so hard to find. So this is going to be Corvus Glaive and Loki, of course, this 2-pack. We're going to do this Bucky and Falcon, right? So the Winter Soldier and, of course, Falcon. That one was, I think it was a Target exclusive. Here's, I believe, a Toys R Us exclusive. This was Marvel's Vision and Scarlet Witch. And this is another Toys R Us exclusive, I believe, which was Rocket, Thor, and Groot. So that's awesome. And this is obviously before he got his other eye and Stormbreaker. So let's see how many that makes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 figures. All right, so let's dive right on in. And first, let's get started with my favorite Avenger. We will do Iron Man. And look at this beautiful package. He looks so incredible. This is from the Build-A-Figure Thanos set. the very first one that came out, and this figure came out before the movie came out, and as did the rest of the set, but he came out way before, and he was on shelves. And look how beautiful this package looks. Incredible. I wish we had the parts that extended like that, because he didn't come with accessories like that. He just came with these extra hands and these repulsor blasts. He still looks absolutely gorgeous. This is an awesome looking figure. If you take a look, this is what the set looked like. It had Iron Man, which did not have a Build-A-Figure piece, if you'll notice, because he doesn't have a number. We had Captain America, the secret Avengers one, which obviously you just saw a glimpse of. Iron Spider, Proxima Midnight, and these are not in the movie. And this Thanos, obviously, this Build-A-Figure. And so the reason why he ended up coming out so dark was because Hasbro made him off of preliminary concept art, so which is why some of them are slightly off, like Captain America's shield, but you'll see that in just a bit. But nonetheless, these figures are absolutely incredible, just absolutely amazing. So let's dive right on in and look at this awesome pose right here. It's got this little bit of fog going, and it says, "A sleek suit design and technological upgrades let Tony Stark gear up as the armored Avenger Iron Man." And boy, does that look great. So once again, here's what they look like, and we'll be doing these right here. So, beautiful package. Look at that. Outstanding art. And let's get him out of here. We've already, waited long enough. And look how amazing this Iron Man looks. So, it'd be cool if he was metallic with that red, but this red still looks amazing. And so one of the things you'll notice, let's pull this guy right on out of here, is that this suit had this unique part that kind of came up like this, which I overlooked at the beginning. And so that's how you can tell is the Mark 50, but it should have a little piece that even extends a little further beyond, but nonetheless it looks very much like the Mark 50. So let's see what sort of head articulation we have. So let me just say, this is amazing head articulation. I love when the head goes back this far, so he can look like he's flying like Iron Man. So this is extremely far back. There's so many Iron Man figures that can't even do that. So the articulation for that is amazing, and then how far it goes down is amazing. So the head goes, it can go back and forward too as it moves. So you see that? Look. So that's cool. Of course it turns side to side. It can slightly tilt, but this is absolutely incredible head articulation. Look at that. So that's what I wanted to point out first. The arms move all the way around. They're smooth and do not click. Depending on the figure, sometimes it's cool when they click, but it's nice and tight joints. But it doesn't come any further than that, but that's really good right there. So support this arm, and I actually kind of forgot if it was already stiff or stiffened up from storage. But nonetheless, I definitely don't want to break that. So I'm going to leave it kind of how it is. It moves right here on the high part of the bicep. He's got double joints on the elbows, so his arm comes in a lot further in than some figures. Look at that. That's absolutely outstanding. And the fact that his wrists are bent back like this, there's so many Iron Man figures that are not. And I'm so thankful for that, because that means we can use these repulsor blasts to go like this and have them actually shoot out like that, which is something that you don't always get. So let me tell you, that looks amazing. So the fact that they have the wrist back like that and can still like pivot like this, super exciting. Look at that. Now it doesn't come back and forth, if you'll notice. It's just affixed like that, but we definitely just needed the hand to be like that. So that's outstanding. So we have two closed fists. Look at that. And we do have another open fist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this out. You can take a look. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? And all we got to do is twist right here. That came out really easily. Pop that sucker into place. It's not going to stay very well because it's not meant to hold that one. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. So now let's look at how he pivots right here. So right here, just right about the rib cage, this is where he does his ab crunching and tilting. So that looks really awesome. Looks really cool. He does not turn at the waist, but he does turn here, which because he doesn't turn at the waist, it looks a little awkward right here, but nonetheless, it's still super awesome. You can get the poses you need overall. Since there is no ab crunch here, he can't come any further down than this. He comes this far back, this far forward. And let's take a look right here at the legs. So he's got really good articulation, not amazing, but obviously Iron Man doesn't need to have these super dynamic poses, just needs to have strong poses. And let me tell you, his joints are nice and tight, so that's outstanding. Moves on the high part of the thigh right here. Looks like that's supposed to continue on coloring, and it's not, but nonetheless, he's got double joints right here at the knees, so that looks absolutely great and strong. Look at that. Turns right there. Does not turn here, but has absolutely outstanding pivot points right here and point and flex. So look at his armor. Look at the great paint detail. Look at that. Stand down. So that looks absolutely amazing. Look at the detail on that. So let's get the other one right here. And let me just say, look at that. So let me see if I can get him a really awesome rocking pose. Give me just a sec. Let's see what I can do. All right, and here's what I got. Something really cool where he's blasting with both arms and using all his force. Look at that. So that looks absolutely amazing. I love it. He's twisted a little bit and really getting his force in there. So that's outstanding, and I'm really, really, really digging and loving this. So we'll set him aside right over here, and we'll move on. All right, let me put him at the top of our little stand right here. Look how cool that looks. So maybe I can turn him a little bit, and he can look even more amazing and invincible. Look at that. Okay, hopefully it doesn't fall while we do the rest of our action figures. Okay, so awesome. Let's move on. So next we have Captain America. So we have Cap here. He looks absolutely amazing. And then if you're wondering, I mean, why there's pieces missing right here? Well, this is because I already did the Build-A-Figure, and I stored our action figure away so it wouldn't get, you know, broken or injured anywhere. And I forgot to place the other fist back in here, so that's worth noting. I need to get it from a little tray of parts that I have over there. But look how great it looks. Beautiful packaging. This is also from the same series, the Thanos Build-A-Figure. And look at this great artwork. Look at this, Chris Evans. Same picture on both sides as Captain America, and he looked so awesome with that beard, didn't he? And just a quick glance again. Look at this great artwork here, and this is obviously Captain America, two fists here. I have open hands here, so you can use this, but this would be a fist nonetheless, obviously, like that. So I have the other two hands going. So let's take a look. Let's read what it says on the back, and it says, "From the streets of Brooklyn to the intergalactic stage, Steve Rogers defends justice as Captain America." It looks absolutely outstanding. I love just that power stance right there, and look at that confidence in that facial expression, stance, and body language, and that brow. So let's get him on out of here. Let's take a look. So another casualty of these coming out with the concept art is that these shields did not end up looking like this after all. They looked different, and obviously I'm sure you'll remember it was smaller than this in comparison to Captain America, but nonetheless these were the shields that we got. I was really excited when these came out to be like, wow, tell me more about the shield. Is it Wakandan? Blah 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 blah. And they ended up not exactly looking like this, and they were black and they were smaller. They only went from like here to here as opposed to all of this. So nonetheless, this is what it looks like. It's really soft bendy plastic, so you know that. Okay, so let's take a look at our figure right here, and let's see. He's got a great head sculpt. Look at this cool job they did here with his hair, with his beard. Look at his uniform. Well, let's see how much head articulation we have. We have a ridiculously good amount. Look at that. some absolutely great movement and mobility there. Outstanding movement in the shoulders, and this one clicks. Listen, and kind of clicks here too, softly. So it moves here, almost in the middle of the bicep. We do have double joints here as well, and we come in almost to like a 45-degree angle, so that's really cool. It's basically a mirror image here. With this arm, does the same, except the hands. We got single glove there. See that? This belt is loose, and he does ab crunch a lot, really well. Look at that. And turns at the waist. And this belt is intentionally loose. Look at that. I don't know if I prefer it loose or not, but nonetheless, it looks really cool and looks authentic. And then these do not move, but look how great that looks. You're asking what that is? That's where he would put his shield. But obviously, this one doesn't go there because that's not his Howard Stark built shield. So he's got nice and solid joints. Moves right here at the waist. Has double joints here at the knees, which moves really good. Turns at the high part of the thigh. It's got great colors on this paint. Look at the cargo pants. And then look, moves in the high part of the boot. The foot moves really well. And so it pivots, goes points and flexes. Look at that. Nice and stiff actually right now. It's clicking. Look at that. So that's awesome. And just a great overall looking figure. Look at that. So that's outstanding. And we can put this shield right here. It didn't have weird 3 points like that. Obviously it had parts that did come out like that, but not like this. So just kind of talking about what the differences are. And it was because they did their toy off of the concept art. So nonetheless, it looks definitely close enough so we know exactly what's going on. And we can get this man a shield, right? So let's get his foot back into action the right way. And all we need to do with Captain America is just get a really good power stance. That's all we need. We don't need him to be like really dynamic right now. We just need that. Look at that. So we'll have him looking over his shoulder this way. I'll have him stand with a nice little power stance. And that's it. So if I can get that going good easily here without him tipping over, I'll be extremely excited. There we go. Okay. So awesome. What do you guys think? So we can just put him right here next to Tony. So that looks absolutely outstanding, and we'll put a bunch of them next to it. So awesome. Put this away and let's move on to our next one. So moving right along, we have Iron Spider. So goes without saying that this is Spider-Man, also known as Iron Spider-Man, also known as Iron Spider. The reason why it's called that is because Iron Man made this spider suit. It's really cool. It's absolutely amazing. And if you've seen Avengers Infinity War, this was such an amazing suit. It did so many things. And here's a really cool artwork from the side. And it looks so like high tech. That's what looks so awesome about it. Once again, showing that it's part of this set. This is number 2. So this had his left leg. And we'll show you that in just a second. But look at this great pose right here. Look at these great hands, right? And yeah, there's no accessories for Iron Spider, which is the only downside because he doesn't have the extra gold legs that come out through here that in Avengers Endgame he was able to say activate instant kill. So that was awesome. And look at this little fog right here going on, but what a great pose. So right here, it says advanced technology and high-tech gear are signature marks of the web-slinging hero Iron Spider. And yes, this is absolutely one of my favorite figures. Let's get him on out of here. Let's take a look. And so right off the bat, you'll notice that he's not as tall as everybody else. And let's set this aside. He's got a great paint job. Look at this. Just great paint application, and he's got some additional joints that you're gonna love. So check this out. The head moves pretty good far back and pretty good down. Look at that. Like if he's reading his phone right here, he's not supposed to. But it turns really well. It's a little loose than I would have thought, but it holds its position well. He's got this extra butterfly joint here, which is something that I absolutely love and adore. Look at that. I don't know why his paint went a little crazy here, but nonetheless, check this out. So he's got absolute great articulation. His arms are nice and stiff, yet move really smooth. He's got this extra articulation so we can have his arms coming from way far back, and we can also having them come really far forward, almost across his body. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So he can also dab. Look at that. Like Hulk did in Avengers Endgame, if you've seen that. So it moves on the high part of the bicep. We do have double joints, so that way we can have really, really awesome articulation. Look at this. That's amazing. And yeah, it does it basically mirror image on both hands, see? And then the wrists, they do bend back and forth, so we can actually have him shooting his web when, look at that. That looks absolutely outstanding. Love the way that looks. Look at this awesome paint job. Look at this texture. So he ab crunches extremely well. Look at that, far and back, forward and back. And then we got nice tight joints right here in the thighs, and the hips. And he turns right here at the waist. So that's something outstanding. Look at the great spider symbol back here. Doesn't that look absolutely just bonkers? So it's missing a little paint here, but I don't really care about that. Overall, it looks amazing, and the color scheme is absolutely outstanding. So look at his boots. Look at the paint job right here. He's basically almost these Captain Marvel colors, right? So let's see. We got double joints right here at the knees, which we absolutely do need on a Spider-Man, so we can have extremely dynamic poses. And you know what? We're probably gonna bust out the stand so we can have Spider-Man doing something really cool, or at least as cool as I can get it, and still have him stand up. We got an amazing point and flex capability here, and pivoting foot, so that's outstanding. And yeah, so it's kind of tricky sometimes to maneuver this and still move the shoulder, but you can do it. And yeah, let's see what we got here. So let's get a really great action pose, and let's see what we got, and then we'll put them right up on there. So give me 1 second, guys. Oh well, looks like we got it good enough already, perhaps because I just want him ready to be shooting webs, especially since we don't have the spider legs coming out yet, right? So would have been nice if they made another one or whatever. So let's fix this foot, and absolutely, look at that. To me that doesn't look amazing. He's kind of leaning back this way, has the action going that way. So yep, let's get him over there. Let's stand him up and we'll move on to our next figure. Look how great that looks, doesn't it? Look at that. Let's just get a quick little picture right there. All right, so let's move on. Well, actually, let me see. Do I want him right here? How does that look? Looks really cool, right? All right, awesome. Let's move on. Okay, next is Proxima Midnight. And so look how cool she looks. Looks absolutely amazing. Look at this great artwork right here on the side. I believe it's it's actually in the same direction on this one and not a mirror image on this art. Cool, very interesting. Great detail on this figure. Awesome accessories, and look at great paint application. Let me just say, I think it's a little bit different in the movie where her makeup actually goes across like this. Nonetheless, I got a second one so we can do a custom paint job. That'll be a lot of fun. So look at this great pose. She's gonna be the last one from Avengers Infinity War besides our Build-A-Figure, and we'll do that one next. But yeah, she's gonna be the last one in this wave 1 of the Thanos Build-A-Figure. So look how great this looks. And so it says right here, Lieutenant of the Black Order, Proxima Midnight serves Thanos in his quest for ultimate power. And yeah, buddy, Now this one doesn't look all goldeny goodness or do these, but you get the idea. Let's pop her on out, and she would have come with the torso and chest of Thanos. That's why it's super big over here. Let's get this on out, and let's take a look. So first off, look at her staff here, and it's such soft plastic that, of course, just sitting in the package has kind of pushed that way to settle. And look at the detail. Looks awesome. Remember when Captain America catches that? We'll actually have both of these bending this way, so that's okay, they'll go back. And let's take a look at her, and she is ridiculously tall. Ridiculously tall. So let me put this package back in here. And yeah, so take a look at this paint job right here. Look at this head. Look at these like horn deal going on right there. So that looks awesome. And yeah, it looks really cool. And if I remember correctly, in the face, that the black actually goes like that and doesn't come like this, but nonetheless looks really cool. And it's probably another thing because of the concept art. So she's super tall, and we'll show you how tall she is compared to the other figures in a minute. But let's see the head articulation. It can come forward and backward. A lot forward. Not tons backwards because the hair is kind of hard. And it does allow for side-to-side movement. So it looks really cool. Look at that. But that's what that looks like. Here's what the face looks like. And then, of course, we got some great arm movement here. Look at this. Nice and smooth. Moves right up here above the bicep. We have double joints on the elbows. So it comes in nice and smooth. Look at the texture. That looks really cool. Look at that gold armor. Wrist goes back and forth and around. So that looks awesome. This arm, because this lifts up a little bit, that helps with the arm articulation. Look at that. It can't go all the way around, but it can go to there. It moves right here in the hard part. Very similar to this, but look, we have a whole different arm because of the armor on it. This one, the wrist should come forward, but not too far back because it hits right there, you see. But nonetheless, we have double joints at the elbows. That moves really cool. And look, it just looks just such great detail. Look at that. Great sculpt. Okay. So, does not turn at the waist, but does move here on the high part of the rib cage. But there's absolutely zero ab crunching. All it does is turn. So just keep that in mind. She does not ab crunch whatsoever. But nonetheless, great detail. And the hips are a little looser than you would imagine, but nonetheless so good. This is nice and tight. This is the high part of the thigh. Look at this really awesome double jointed knee, nice and heavy duty. That's awesome. Look at this paint job. That looks great. And of course, the ankles pivot and tilt. Look at that. And there's this great armor on that shin guard, boot, whatever. Same thing here, but this one does not have the gold armor. But wow, just such a great looking figure. And look, this is how tall she is. I'm gonna stand her right next to Cap, and you'll see. Next to Cap. Amazing, right? Look. That's how tall she is. So that's how tall she was in the movie, so that's how tall she is here. So let's get her with her staff. Since this hand is open, obviously we're going to put it in this one. How do we want to pose it? Do we want to have her like kind of getting ready to attack, use it? Look at that. Wouldn't that be awesome? That's an incredible pose right there. Look at that. Getting ready to... Or maybe we can have her kind of holding it like that. What do you say? Let's turn that this way. As if she's about getting ready to stab someone with it. Wouldn't that be awesome? She threw it at Cap, so that would make a lot of sense. So let's put her just like that. So, what are your thoughts? And let's put over here on the side. That would look incredibly amazing, right? Because they're so tall, obviously, I'll put our black order over there on the side. Yeah, let's move on to our next figure. And our next figure is actually our Build-A-Figure Thanos. And let me tell you, he looks absolutely outstanding. You know, his color is off, but we just talked about that. How this was made based on the concept art before the movie came out. Otherwise, he'd be this sort of purple that we're about to show in a little bit, as opposed to a richer, darker blue overall. So this figure I was absolutely in love with, and could not wait to get my hands on all the pieces. Now that being said, the 10 years one is tons better, but that's because they had more time to think about it and the movie was already out for a little bit. So for this figure, we have not gold here, but more of like this nickel type color. But overall, this is the basis and looks very good. So here's this face. Look at this. Great head sculpt. Absolutely outstanding. We can just sand this down, which I didn't get around to doing yet, because it's just where the head comes together from the plastic piece in the mold. His head moves this far back and this far forward. Look at that. So that actually looks really cool. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm really digging that. And he's always looking down at everyone, so that would look great. So look at his arms here. Well, first of all, he does have a decent ab crunch. Look at that. His arms have absolutely smooth articulation. Look at that. And nice and tight, and they move. This clicks a little bit. He moves in the high part of his bicep. Now the thing is, he doesn't even come in 90 degrees from his arm because it's such a heavy duty joint. He only has closed fists. He does not have any swappable parts. So I'll just keep that in mind. So we'll start bringing that pose down. It's almost a mirror image, except this one has permanently the Infinity Gauntlet. And let me tell you, this Infinity Gauntlet is absolutely gorgeous. Look how great that looks. Got all the stones on it. And look at the color. And the fact that you can actually pose it in. Look at that. And out is absolutely amazing, and it turns. So we can bring this in right here. Let's bring him like that. And let me tell you, look at this. This texture is awesome. Got this going from his little like coat or man skirt or whatever. Look at that. Bring that down. And it's soft plastic. So he does turn at the waist, which is something that the armor Thanos doesn't do, which was obviously many people's gripes. And yeah, his hip joints are a little, you know, not as tight as we would have liked. He does move in the high part of the thigh. And look, these are slightly two different colors from the Build-A-Figure. He's got a double jointed knee, but it's ridiculously heavy duty. And it's hard to move the top part. You have to really reinforce it. Look at that. But Thanos doesn't necessarily need this ridiculously dynamic pose either. So just throwing that out there, especially not in Infinity War. Maybe in Endgame when there's a lot more moving and battling. But nonetheless, what a great towering figure. He looks absolutely awesome. And so, yeah, let's, how does that look? I think it looks great. Look at that. Look at these boots. It looks outstanding. Look at his pants right here. Look at his like knee guards or whatever that is. So it's just part of his boots. And the whole time I knew Thanos, he only wanted to do one thing. Look at that. Wipe out half the universe. So we'll put him right next to Proxima Midnight. And how does that look? I think it looks absolutely outstanding. We're going to take a closer look just to see. Look at that. Josh Brolin. Great job. So, okay. Let's move on. Man, we've only done 5 and those figures are so epic. I'm sure you'll agree. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so here we have Thor. And let me tell you, this is Stormbreaker Thor, not the Weapon Quest before Stormbreaker Thor. because he has both his eyes. So this Thor is absolutely outstanding. He has his cape as well. This beautiful package. Look at how gorgeous Stormbreaker looks. This is from Wave 2, Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure. Look at this outstanding art here. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? This is from when Hela scratched them right here from Thor Ragnarok. But not a mirror image. Look at that. The same one twice. And look at this awesome pose right here. Now this wave has Thor and Black Widow, and it has Ant-Man and Marvel's Wasp, because these are from Ant-Man and Wasp, and that movie was around the time that one was coming out, because it was well after Infinity War had come out. And we have some comic book characters right there that have nothing to do with Infinity War or Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then we have Cull Obsidian. Doesn't he look absolutely amazing? And yeah, and he's huge. So let's get this open. Let's take a look at what it says for Thor back here. It says, when the state of the universe is thrown into chaos, Thor sets out to protect Earth and beyond. And look at the cool fog, but then this lightning coming down here. Absolutely outstanding. So let's get him out. Let's get him open. Let's take a look. Take a little look-see. What do you say? Wow. Let's take a look at the Stormbreaker. And this Stormbreaker comes with this removable little blue lightning right here. It looks really cool. It's see-through and kind of just spirals around Stormbreaker. Look at that. So it can look really cool. So that's awesome. I really dig that. Look at that. And look how gorgeous Stormbreaker looks. Looks just like the movie. Call her Stormbreaker. That's a bit much. Wow, isn't that amazing? There's Groot's piece of Groot's arm. Alright, so let's push him out of here. And we're gonna push the cape through so we don't have any problems. And because the hole is smaller than the cape outstretched, I'm gonna kind of fold it in like that to show you how I got that bad boy out of there. Okay, so no additional accessories, but I mean Stormbreaker is the ultimate accessory. So, you know, the head sculpt doesn't look as much like, you know, Chris Hemsworth and maybe it was a little light, but it does look really cool. There's a Thor Ragnarok little shaves in, and there's beard, and yeah, you can't really tell if this is supposed to be the blue eye and the brown eye, which it is, but you can't really tell. The one that Rocket gave him, so that's super awesome. Look at the detail on his suit. Doesn't that look amazing? Some great mobility here. Look at that. Let's see how far the head goes forward. It goes really far forward. Look at that. And that looks more like Chris Hemsworth there. And really far back. So there's just some great head articulation. And look, this is cool. It actually tilts both ways and then of course turns. So let's take a look here. It moves in the high part of the bicep. It has double joints. And look, man, look how far in that arm comes because of the double joint. That's really awesome. Look at the detail on his arms. The wrist easily pivot and move. Look at that. Absolutely outstanding. The fingers are a little softer than you would think. Look at the great detail on his suit. And this is a softer plastic. Look at that. Pretty soft. He does not move at the waist, but instead he moves right here on the rib cage. So we can have him posing. Look at that. So looks really cool. Look at this beautiful suit. Look at his pants. And so we got good mobility here at the thighs. We have double joints in the legs. Look at that. Look at his boots. Guess I didn't really pay attention, even though his outfit looked cool. I never really paid attention to what his boots look like. And I love this like kind of marbled effect right there. That looks awesome. And yeah, look, his feet move really well. Let's see. Kind of worn looking marbled look. And let's give him Stormbreaker. How do we want him to hold Stormbreaker? Let's put this arm like this. Let's turn his legs out. And let's put Stormbreaker right over here. And because the fingers are soft, we're gonna have to kind of push them out. So let's see. Do we want to put him on a stand so it looks like he's flying? Maybe. Look how great that already looks. He's about ready to go for the head. So doesn't that look absolutely just amazing? I think so. So let's pose him like this. There we go. The feet weren't cooperating with me for a second. And we just want him just standing strong. Look at that. So, great job, Thor. This is definitely one of my favorite figures from the whole Infinity War set from Marvel Avengers. Look at that. Maybe that's even better. So that looks absolutely outstanding. Look at this. Yeah, buddy. All right. So let's set him aside. Where do we want him? Do we want him up here with our amazing heroes? Look at that. Uh-oh. Ooh, got a casualty. Proxima Midnight started falling off. Look at that. How can we still have her posed good? Sorry guys, lost a little bit of... There we go. Alright, so that looks way better. We'll just do that, and we'll move them later. All right, guys, awesome. Let's keep going. This is so fun. Okay, next we have Natasha Romanoff. Look at this, Black Widow, Nat. Looks absolutely outstanding. And this one came with the, well, first of all, Thor came with one, which is, looks like it's the arm here, right? Well, let's see. No, it was the torso. I'm so sorry. The one's pointing here, not at his bicep, but his torso. That's why I look at this. Is what she came with. I'm confusing everyone. Number 2, she came with this. That's the torso. Number 1 is what he came with. Okay, so, and then 5 is that. Now I'm back on track. So 5 is this arm plus that. Sorry guys, didn't mean to confuse everyone. So from these 3 figures, we're already on Black Widow. And look at this box. Looks absolutely great. Obviously, that's definitely Scarlett Johansson. And then not a mirror image, but the same picture. So that looks really cool. Beautiful package. And this figure looks a lot like her. Cull Obsidian, build a figure. And look at this awesome pose back here. So let's see what it says. It says, an agent of espionage and expert in hand-to-hand combat. Black Widow is trained to take out an enemy of justice. Take out any enemy of justice. Absolutely. So, wow, looks so great. Hasbro.com/Marvel. Okay, let's not wait any longer. Let's get her out of here. Boom. And look how absolutely outstanding she looks. And so, with Cap's hand, we also have these tasers in there too. So I'll have to go get those, but just take my word for it. They're amazing. Look, here's her closed fists. Those we can swap out. I prefer not to have the closed wrists because I want her hands open to hold those battle baton deals. So let's take a look. Look at the great color of the hair. Look at the great color of the, let's see, I have some artifacts here. What's going on there? Let's scratch those off. So nonetheless, otherwise it looks really good. Look at that. Look at this awesome jacket. Looks so detailed. And then let me see, is this belt loose? It is loose. Interesting, because it's attached here and glued there, but loose everywhere else. Interesting. See that? So she moves at the waist and kind of pivots and tilts there at the waist. Look at that. The arms move very well to shoulders. Look at that. Very well. And elbows come more than 90-degree angles in. That's awesome for having a single joint. And the wrists move all the way around and back and forth. And look, she has such great detail here. Remember those? And they light up blue and poof, start shocking everyone. So that's awesome. So look at this. Great articulate. It's basically a mirror image on this side, basically. And look at the great detail just everywhere. And then I didn't even realize, but we could put those stun gun things here. that go right here. So it's my fault, because I didn't put them back in here, so I can't show that they go there, but take my word for it. So the high part of the thigh moves, but mind you, it's going to be moving that because that's attached. It's nice and tight joints right here at the thighs, at the hips, and look, it's even got a little detail on the belt. That zipper looks so amazing, just the zipper part. All right, so we got double joints at the legs, on the knees, I'm sorry, and then I didn't even notice that. Look at her shoes, boots deal. It's got a big old wedge going there, platform, whatever. And yeah, we got some absolutely great mobility there on the ankles, and look, the head moves very well, and a lot forward and a lot back. And look, she has almost a bandit collar. So how do we want to do this? Look at the texture on the outfit. It looks awesome. Let's get this out of here. I'll leave that in there. And what we can do is we can pull these apart, put them together. It's kind of a square peg, see? Doesn't really matter as far as how you put it in there. And they're a little bit warped from being put in there in the plastic, but anyway, they still look great. So we can do them individually or together as a bow staff. So why don't we do them individually and put this one right here. And yeah, so how do we want this? Look at that. That looks amazing. We'll just spread her legs like this, her feet have a really good stance. Just, yeah, something that simple. Look how great that looks. Simple yet very efficient. Very. So, alright, let's see. Where do we want to have her? We want to have her here? Maybe, right? Look how great that looks. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. So from that wave, we have Cull Obsidian. And look how crazy he looks. He actually looks like a huge, muscular cockroach. Look at the detail on his face. Wow, look at that. You know, those tusks or horns or whatever. Just great, great detail. Absolutely wonderful head articulation. Look at his ears. Head moves up well, down well. Look at that. And so that looks absolutely great. Look at the detail. This is attached here, and you can pull it out, but there's really no need to because you want it there. He moves at the high part of the bicep, but look at this. He's like got this coming out here. He's got such amazing detail of horns and scales or fur, whatever that is, right? And so the shoulder does go all the way around. Basically looks like this, but except it has that on top of it, and it clicks like that. This awesome paint detail, two-tone paint, so that looks awesome. It's not here but there and here. They have really heavy duty elbow joint, so it doesn't come any further in than that, but nonetheless looks great. Look at these huge hands and heavy duty joints. Goes back and forth. Look at these claws. Isn't that awesome? The detail there. You know what'd be really cool is if it had an arm to switch out for when he got his arm chopped off by Doctor Strange. Wouldn't that be awesome? So look at how he can hold this huge weapon. So it doesn't look exactly like what they look like in the movie, but I'm sure once again concept art, but still this huge just smashing object, and he would need like a chain with it, right? So that looks really cool. We'll bring this down right here. And yeah, so he moves right here underneath the rib cage, and he crunches pretty far back and forward. He also moves at the waist. Look at that. And then this part is loose. It's soft plastic made to look kind of like metal, but it's really cool. And then the legs, they have just really tight joints and mobility. It looks kind of like a big lizard, a dinosaur almost. And look at the gear that he has on his knees and his shins. Look at that. Just such great detail. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And look at his feet. Wow. So those pivot really well. Look at that. And they make for great, they give him a great ability to stand. Just want him just towering over everyone. Look at that. So maybe we can just get his feet going well. Look at that. What do you think? Let's see how he looks over here behind Thanos. And Proxima Midnight. We might have to give him some room. Definitely have to give him some room. Ooh, man, knocking everybody over now. So we'll do that. Have him just like so. Have Thanos just like so. Then we'll get our Proxima Midnight. Really wanting to throw that bad boy there. So, yeah. We'll fix everybody up at the end. I just don't want her falling over the entire time we're doing our review, but look at that. So I think that looks absolutely amazing. Alright, look at all the figures we have already out here. And don't they look awesome? Alright. So. Alright, so let's move on. So now we have Black Panther T'Challa with the charged suit. Now this is actually from the M'Baku Build-A-Figure set from Black Panther, and was all Black Panther Wave 2 except, you know, well, this one for sure, obviously, because this one was labeled Avengers Infinity War. And look at this beautiful artwork. And this is artwork instead of the action figure, but still looks absolutely cool. Looks so great. And if you'll notice, there's Black Panther, which is basically the Civil War one repackaged as a Black Panther, and then this one is Black Panther as Infinity War for the movie. So all these are from Black Panther movie. So is this one technically, but this one's packaged as Infinity War, and this one came with the right arm of M'Baku. And M'Baku also came out in Infinity War. So I mean, I guess technically I could put him in here also with these figures, just like I did the other Thanos Build-A-Figure. So, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do that? I'll go ahead and do that in a minute. But nonetheless, let's take a look at this. So, this one, Black Panther, look at this beautiful artwork. And this says, with the safety of Earth threatened by the powerful Titan Thanos, Black Panther joins forces with the Avengers to protect the world from certain destruction. Just a gorgeous looking action figure. And this set was awesome. Look at those figures. Tactical Killmonger. Anyway, let's get him out of here and let's see what sort of accessories he has. So he has a swappable head, which debatable how closely it looks like him. We do have some closed fists, which I'm always happy to get additional heads and fists, so I'm so glad about that. And let's just push our figure out. Once again, this one and the other one in this set that are Black Panther, they're basically the same figure, because this one has the paint application for the charged suit. So it looks really cool. Look, his fingers are a little softer than you would imagine. Look at this beautiful artwork here. And wow, just looks so great. See how far back the head moves. Extremely far back. I absolutely adore that. Extremely far down, look at that. And then turns like this. Wow, that's cool. Pivots and turns. So that's outstanding. And then he's got this extra butterfly joint, so he can do really awesome Black Panther stuff. Look at that. So that is absolutely incredible. Look at that. So he's a little looser than I would have liked. Look at that. But nonetheless, he stays for the most part. Turns right here at the waist. Moves in the upper part of the bicep. Does have double joints that come in pretty good on the elbow. You know, closer to, you know, coming in from 45 past 90. And then just some great claw action here. And some great articulation on the wrist. The legs are nice and tight right here at the hips. And then move really well in the high part of the thigh. Double joints on the legs, which we absolutely need. on the knees. Does not turn here, but it does turn really well here on, right here is Black Panther feet. So this is a great looking figure. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? So we can bring this further up. Look at that. And let's get him like real low to the earth. Let's have him creeping closer. And that looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. So maybe we can turn this just a little bit. Nah. There we go. Okay, where are we gonna put him? I guess we can just keep lining them up here, I guess. So yeah, let's just turn the head just a little bit. And we'll have him like this. So that looks absolutely great. Okay, so we'll move on. And you know what, let me put him this way. So we can have him not obstructed. So, alright, let's move on next. So here we have Ebony Maw, and this is from the most recent set. It says Avengers Infinity War, but it had a couple of figures, well I guess technically 4 total figures from Avengers Endgame. So that was absolutely amazing. And he looks just like the figure, the character from the movie. Look at this awesome artwork here. Isn't that awesome? And he's super tall like Proxima Midnight. And this is from the Build-A-Figure Thanos. Again, this is the Battle Armor Thanos. And let's get this guy on out of here. Just to let you know, like the first Avengers Infinity War set, it had Captain America. That one had Iron Man. This one has Captain America with no Build-A-Figure piece to come out before everyone else. This one has Ronan, aka Hawkeye. It never actually says Ronan in the movie, if you notice. So and it never really says referring to him as Hawkeye either, so they just Clint Barton always. So 1, it comes with this arm. Ebony Maw 2 comes with this leg. Let's see what it says here. This is such an awesome looking figure. It says, Ebony Maw, the dangerous assassin Ebony Maw puts his powers of persuasion to sinister use in service of the evil Thanos. Wow, let's get him on out of here. Let's not wait another minute. And beautiful packaging. Look at that A. Avengers. Let's get him on out of here. Yep. Put the box away neatly because, yep, I don't want them anything happening to them. So anyway, it's absolutely great. Let me tell you guys, we saw this movie twice already, and I would love to see it like 1,000 more times. Infinity War and Endgame. So, look how tall and long he is. He looks absolutely incredible. And let's take a look at this face sculpt. And if you remember in Infinity War, Iron Man was like, "Get lost, Squidward. Earth is closed." So look at that. Let's see how far what sort of head articulation he has. Wow, it's actually pretty good. His little hair. Oh no, it still moves it back pretty well. I can say the hair is obstructing it, but it does still move really well. Look at that. So you can talk about Doctor Strange boring him. Look how great his paint application looks. Look at that. He moves by the rib cage and tilts, and that's where he does his ab crunching and so on. Look at that. He does not move at the waist, and look, his shoulders move nice and tight. The thing is, this looks like a really thin joint on the above the bicep, so don't just push that, because look, it looks like it's gonna pop off. So support it. There we go. Now we have double joint right here on the elbow, which is great because look, it helps bring the hands really close to the body and the face, so he can do poses much like the movie. Look at all those rings. We might want to clean that up later. And then same thing, look at the great texture. Basically a mirror image except the hand. Look at this. So let's have him. There we are. Alright, that looks great. And look, this is extremely soft plastic. Look at that. So it moves on the hip, high part of the thigh. We have a ridiculously heavy duty double jointed knee, but I love the sculpt for the pants and the texture. Look at that. And the boots, and does not move in the boots other than right here on the ankle. But once again, another extremely tall figure, and he does not need super dynamic poses. He just needs spell casting poses. Look at that. So yeah, let's put him over here with the Black Order and Thanos. And yeah, hopefully he doesn't fall, but absolutely great. Look at that. Okay, what do you say we move on? Okay, and because we just did the Ebony Maw that was labeled Infinity War, but he also comes out in Endgame, let's go ahead and show you the Build-A-Figure Thanos that's in his set. So if you've already seen Endgame, you'll know how amazing this movie is. This figure looks absolutely gorgeous, and look at the beautiful paint job. I don't know why I'm going in and out of focus, sorry guys. It's beautiful paint. Look at the purple, looks just like what we saw in the movies. Look at his helmet, and it looks just like the beginning of Infinity War. So let me take this, sorry guys, autofocus off. Let's remove that. Sorry. Hopefully, well, I left it on, but hopefully I can adjusted it already. So he's got a good ab crunch. He's got great paint. Look at this. Look at his armor, and because of this, obviously his arm can't go all the way in and around. But ooh, look, Ebony Maw can wait to get part of the action. Wrist moves. This one moves up and down, so that's interesting. While this one moves in and out, and this is very, very similar to the other Infinity Gauntlet, except it's darker. Notice, see? Great facial expression. Great paint job. There's no turning at the waist, so that's a bummer because we'd love to turn him, but nonetheless, this is still amazing. Heavy duty joints at the knees, and his foot doesn't pivot, but it turns and goes back and forth. That's interesting. It's a little looser at the hips than you would have thought or imagined. This is soft plastic. It's a little man skirt, tech man skirt, and look how awesome this looks. So it's absolutely amazing. You can turn the head, really great articulation there, all the way down. Look at that. And he comes with that big infinity blade, which this was based on concept art, so it doesn't look as much like the movie now that we've seen it when the movies come out from when this was released. But still, the reason why we're not going to have it with him in this review is because he didn't have it in Infinity War. So yep, and look how just absolutely bonkers this figure looks. It looks absolutely great. So get that. Let's put this arm down, and yep, let's just put this guy right over here, I guess, and then we'll put a Corvus Glaive over there. So that looks amazing. Love where this looks. Let's take a closer look again. Look at this. Doesn't that look amazing? And then of course our Ebony Maw fell over here, so we'll set him up good again. So far these figures are just looking incredible. Look at that. Okay, now we can move on. Okay, now we're gonna do this 2-pack where we're gonna get into our multiple sets right here. We have 4 of them, and this one is Loki and Corvus Glaive, and this one is the most recent. It was hard to find, and we had to go toy hunting like at midnight to find this bad boy at Walmart. Look at Tesseract. It has Corvus Glaive's his staff right there, that spear staff, And look at this great artwork here. This awesome looking Loki. This awesome looking concept art Corvus Glaive, as opposed to from the movie. And look how great these look. There's a little window on the top. And yep, let's read what it says right here. It actually says, known for his shifting allegiances, Loki faces evil head-on when he is confronted by the Black Order, a sinister group of Thanos' cohorts that includes the menacing Corvus Glaive. So, this looks absolutely outstanding, doesn't it? Absolutely outstanding. So, yeah, let's get this open. Let's take a look at these action figures. Oops, let me not knock everyone down again. Whoa! Yeah, buddy. We have this that has Loki's cape. So let's pop Loki on out of here. Ooh, there went the Tesseract. Sorry, guys. Went flying off. So let's take a look at Loki. Loki looks absolutely great. So notice how there's little pegs right there. So we have to pick his hair up and pop that in there. So that's how we get that to stay. If I can even get it in there. And then the hair will kind of hold it down. And then same thing here. Pop that in there. Oops. Sorry. I lost where I was because I couldn't see. There's no light. There we go. Alright, cool. So, ooh, why is it coming off? Sorry about that, my friends. Just there we go. Okay, so this Loki looks absolutely awesome. I love the colors he is. Obviously, he's already moved on from the Sakaar outfit, but it's essentially almost the same Loki. Look at the detail on the face. Look at the long hair. Look at the hairstyle. Look at this awesome cape. Yeah, buddy. So look, it's a little weak joint right there because it looks kind of bendy, but we have a good clicking shoulder. We have what feels like a little bit of a weak high part of the bicep. We do have double joints right here, but it's loose and weak. It's about to eat an apple. He does move right here and then back and forth with the wrist. So it looks like both hands could technically hold the Tesseract. And the Tesseract is just a frosted blue cube. It does not have any details on it, just letting you know. Look at his gloves. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Look at the detail on his outfit. He moves pretty good at the hips. Tight, super tight on the knees and on the high part of the thigh. And yeah, we have great articulation at the ankle. So does not move on any part of the boot, but just such a great action figure. So what we can do is, I guess he can call experience, and we can offer up the Tesseract by holding it in. Let's see which hand is better to hold it in. So let's put it in this one. What do you say to that? Oops, popped right on out. I got stuck to my hand. There we go. There we go. And let's bring his arm more naturally in. There we go. Let's bring him to a little bit wider stance. Bring his arm down, and let's bring his arm out in a more natural pose like that. There we go. Put this right on in here. And there. Tell me that doesn't look great. It's simple. Not overstated. Look at that. Absolutely great. And let's put Loki on the other side. What do you say? Well, you know what? We can put him. No, let's get him out of the way. And then we'll move him at the end. Okay, so let's look at Corvus Glaive. Corvus Glaive, look at this awesome spear staff. Okay, and he stabbed Vision with it about 1 billion times, and then ultimately died from being stabbed by his own blade that he was trying to kill Vision with. When Vision stabbed him back with the same blade when he was trying to kill Captain America, obviously. So to get this out, we have to push this out and fold this in like that because it doesn't fit. Okay, look at this cool cape. It's got this awesome design and texture. I love how it's like feels kind of like brushed right there and worn. It moves pretty well. Doesn't move tremendously stupendous because of this hood right here. Look at the great detail here. The great detail on the face. Look at that. So it does at least turn really well, and even though it's supposed to move up and down really well, you know, we may not need it to. Look how cool this looks. It's permanently attached here. I guess it's not. I thought it was. It's loose, but it really doesn't do us much good as far as it being loose. He turns right here underneath the rib cage, and he still, I believe, turns at the waist anyway. So that's kind of a useless joint, but still. He moves at the shoulders, which doesn't do a whole lot since he's really restricted, but it still moves. High part of the bicep, we got double joints here, which is awesome because look how far in we can bring the hand. And he's only got 3 fingers and a thumb. Never noticed that. Look at that. Look at the awesome detail. We got more detail here in his little man skirt. Look at his belt. Those are they're loose to move on their own. This hip is tighter than this one. It moves in the high part of the thigh. Look at that awesome paint job. Right here, the knees bend really well. And of course, well, the feet are actually a lot looser than I thought. But look at his feet. Those are kind of crazy looking, aren't they? And we're gonna need to have him lean on this cape because it's so big. So let's give him a really menacing pose. Turn him right here. Let's put this in his hand. And let's put it in the other hand too. There we go. How's that? Because I think it looks amazing. There we are. Look at that. Looks absolutely bonkers. So we'll just set them aside. I'll put them over here. And, you know, we just don't have room yet. But we'll make room. So yeah, that's outstanding. I'm starting to get crowded over there, but nonetheless, we'll find some room. We'll find some room. Well, guys, we're actually gonna pause right now and make this a 1 of 2 because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more figures to do. And yeah, this one's already a long video, but we'll do a part 1 and 2, and if you want, after we've done both, eventually we'll just put them together in one big long video. So we'll stop right now because it's 1 a.m. By the time I finish the other one, it'll be 2, and then editing 3 and 4, I'll never get to sleep. So we'll just stop right there for now, and stay tuned. Tomorrow morning we'll have part 2 out, and we'll work on that later today in a few hours instead of right now, so I can get a little bit of some shut-eye. So guys, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. And which one of these do you like the most so far? I know which ones I like, but you tell me which ones you like. And we'll do part 2 tomorrow. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G.